is Saturday night, 3,000 win Friday, 5,000 win Saturday, and it's going to be a kickoff for the fifth running of the Buckeye Late Model Dirt Weeks.
Oh yes, we're so excited that I'm at this point now in the stage for this weekend is making sure I do my checklist, make sure I take everything. Bill and Adam and all the staff at Richmond has stepped up and tried to make this weekend coming up for the opening weekend of the Buckeye Late Model Dirt Weeks nights the biggest it's ever been.
Right.
By, already locking one driver in for the starting of Friday night's opening night, and then going in from that to Saturday, the 5,000 to win show, the Butch Shea Memorial, the winner out of Friday night is locked into Saturday. And then whoever wins the Saturday night show is locked in for the $20,059 Butterball in August.
That's going to be a big show. That's right. August the 18th or 17th and 18th at Richmond Raceway. It's going to be a 2-day deal. Of course, racing on Friday and Saturday for this event, the Butch Shea Memorial for the Ultimate Chew on this Jerky Mid-Ohio Valley Series and the Ultimate Heart of America Supers. But when we come back in August to Richmond Raceway for the Butterball, that will be preliminaries on Friday night and the big races, B-mains, and the feature on Saturday. $20,059 to win. That's going to be phenomenal.
Yes, that's the biggest race that the Ultimate have seen in company history.
Yes.
We're expecting good crowds, great cars from all over the states of West Virginia, Ohio, Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, Pennsylvania. I mean, they're going to come from everywhere.
Absolutely, and that's going to be a prestigious event. Again, the Butterball, $20,000 to win, $20,059 to win. The biggest race ever in the 9-year existence of the Fast Track Companies International Ultimate brand, coming up again on August the 16th and 17th, or 17th and 18th at the Beast of the East. That is Richmond Raceway, Richmond, Kentucky. Now, let's talk about the Speed Weeks again. You've got a great schedule coming up. You've got the kickoff this weekend in Kentucky, of course. There, a doubleheader. 3,000 win, 5,000 win at Richmond Raceway. Then you come back next weekend. You're going to be in the Buckeye State of Ohio. You've got races, of course, up there, and then you're going to wrap it up in West Virginia. Is it safe enough to say that maybe we should consider calling this instead of the Buckeye Late Model Dirt Weeks, call it the Midwest Summer Swing or the three-state Summer Nationals? I mean, what the hell?
well, Wesley, I don't know what to say, because when I first bought the Buckeye Late Model Dirt Weeks, this is our second year owning it off of Brad McCowan, it was just in the Ohio State. That's why it was called Buckeye. But going into our second year owning it, this thing has took off to unbelievable tracks in different states.
Expanded, if you will.
What's that?
You've expanded.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Tracks from different states has called and wanted us there. I've even had a track in Indiana call in January, February, asking details for the Buckeye Late Model Dirt Weeks. But we're gonna we get that question a lot. It's just it's a time frame issue,
right? And by the way, you have, like Brian Shirley and Nick Hoffman and several other people talked about here on Finish Line today and other shows, weather has killed racing this year, and you went through your fair share of that. You weren't able to kick off your racing season until June the 21st at, of course, the I-77 Speedway, and then you've turned around and you've had to endure rainouts after rainouts after rainouts. You've had one race event put in this year. That was on June 21st, won by Ryan Montgomery after 3 times trying to reschedule that race. I know you're ready to get some races under your belt.
Oh, yeah. Everybody in the Ultimate MOV and the Buckeye Late Model Dirt Weeks crews and drivers, up in this part of the country, Yeah, they're ready to go. I've as of yesterday when we started doing our drivers list advertising, my phone has not stopped. Drivers asking questions, fans. Yeah, we supposed to start it in April for our schedule, and rain has got us all the way up till 1st of June. Then we were supposed to went to Florence, Kentucky, June 22nd after the I-77, and heck, we was hour and 20 minutes from the track, and here comes the rain again. It got us. We had to turn around.
Definitely, yeah. And by the way, looking at the upcoming schedule for the 5th running of the Buckeye Dirt Weeks, it's going to be at Richmond Raceway, Richmond, Kentucky, this Friday and Saturday, the 19th and 20th. Then you turn around and you come back on next Friday and Saturday with another doubleheader, and that's going to be in the Buckeye State of Ohio, Hilltop Speedway in Millersburg, Ohio, and then, of course, also Wayne County Speedway in Orrville, Ohio on the 26th and 27th. And then finally, you will conclude it at Brush Creek Motorsports Complex, and I believe that's in Ohio on August the 2nd and August the 3rd at Princeton Speedway in West Virginia. $5,000 to win West Virginia Dirt Cup finale.
That's correct, and that we've had our last race to be announced for the longest time, just trying to get everything worked out and with tracks, and then I get a call from DJ Irvine and says, "Hey, I got you a date." And when they said Princeton Motor Speedway, I couldn't tell them no, because the Bishop is like family to me, because that's part of my 23 years of working Friday and Saturday night at tracks. Princeton was my Saturday night track. It was my home.
So needless to say, it's going to be pretty special to have that finish out there. And do I understand there's a possibility of possibly adding another date there to the conclusion of the Buckeye Dirt Weeks?
It's possible. It's in the corporate's hands. I can't go into any details because I don't know anything about it.
I got you. And by the way, I kind of know a little bit about it, but this is radio Wesley, not professional corporate Wesley. So,
yes, yes, there's a date there being worked on. Corporate is talking to the track, and that's about as far as I got this morning with what was going on.
So and I got to give props to you, because one of the things that Nick Hoffman and Brian Shirley, they were the Hell Tour champions, and they even said this. They said, we wish, especially Brian Shirley, he was adamant about it. I don't know if you listened or not, but he was adamant about saying, man, I wish we could just race on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, travel back on Sunday, or race Friday, Saturday, Sunday, instead of racing all during the week for midweek races. But these are national guys. Do you feel like within the next year or two, the Buckeye Late Model Dirt Weeks is going to become this type of a format where you're going to run 2 or 3 day shows in a period of 3 or 4 different weekends, instead of trying to run a successful 7, 12 race series all in consecutive days?
Well, Wesley, I can say the Buckeye Dirt Week was run like the Hell Tour. Right. It was run 10, 11, 12 days straight. When I purchased it, all the tracks that I talked to, they didn't want to do a Tuesday, Wednesday in Ohio. And then we have went as far as already changing that format, because we've already this year doing Friday, Saturday only. Now, don't get me wrong. If a track wants to do a Thursday or Sunday, I'm not going to tell them no. But I don't think, as far as fans and drivers, people got to work during the week, and it's hard to be up at 12, 1 o'clock getting back home, and then 7, 8 o'clock going to work the next morning.
You know what, Robbie? I have to agree with you to a certain extent, but I also have to disagree with you, buddy, because I think it's got to do with promotion and time management. You can't run an all-night program. I think if you literally have a 3.5, 4-hour show tops, you could be able to run on a Monday night or a Tuesday night and successfully do it. I look at the Redbud 400 the other night. I look at what they did at the Slinger Nationals in Wisconsin last week. And I know it's asphalt, it's not dirt, but we've seen that dirt shows, and I've seen dirt shows do the same thing as well. You get the fans in there by 7 o'clock. You're done by 11 o'clock. People are happy. You promote the hell out of these races. And I believe, and I've said this on my show beginning here, and I'll say it again in closing, promotion and time management, I believe, are the two most important key things that you've got to have today for any motorsports industry track to be successful.
Yeah, that's correct. But also, you're talking about pavement versus dirt.
Yes.
There's a lot more what-ifs on dirt than there are pavement. What if the water truck breaks down? What if, a little rain shower comes over? That pushes all your racing program back even more because it's harder to dry a track in than a pavement track.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, you got more what ifs on a dirt track than you do an asphalt track.
You're exactly
as far
right.
as track surface.
I think you're exactly right on that.
What you can do and what you can't.
Definitely. Let's talk about the point fund. What type of point fund is up for grabs of being the 5th annual Buckeye Late Model Dirt Weeks champion?
Well, right now they're doing the ultimate stuff and stuff like that. We have a lot of contingency awards and stuff like that.
So there'll be a lot of contingencies, a lot of bonuses, the purse, obviously, for each race, and then, of course, some special things at the end of the year at the Night of Champions Awards banquet, so to speak. Talk about your relationship with Eric Bolus and Chew on This Jerky being a title sponsor for the Ultimate Super Late Model Series Mid-Ohio Valley Tour.
Well, I was one night scrolling through my Facebook page, and Chew on This Jerky pops up. So I just sent him a message. Hey, I'd like to try your jerky and see if, what the cost of stuff is. Well, he, sends me a samples, and dang, I'm telling you, that stuff is addictive.
Yeah, but I'm still waiting for mine in the mail.
Yeah, it's addictive. And what we ended up doing is I talked to Eric a couple of times prior to, working out a good working relationship with him. And then we come up with the Chew on This Jerky driver program, which that way it works is any members of the Ultimate or Buckeye Late Model Dirt Week members get a code from Eric, which in return, all they have to do is advertise that code, get people to go to his website, order the jerky, they get 5% off, and if they use that driver's code, then they get $10 or 10% off towards that goes towards the driver that they use the code for.
Wow, that's awesome! Great promotion.
And then then we've become really good friends. I mean, we're long distance, ain't never met in front of each other, but as far as talking, I can call Eric, which I got to watch how I call him, and he's got to watch how he calls me because
Absolutely.
of the time zone. I mean, we've gone real close, and then we've got stuff worked out where he's a title sponsor of the Ultimate Mid-Ohio Valley Super Late Model Series.
And by the way, he's going to be at Richmond Raceway this weekend. I know he's really, really looking forward to that, so you're going to actually get to meet him.
Oh, yes. This is his first Super Late Model race. With him being in California, they got a lot of sprint cars and stuff out there.
That's right.
But then, he is also a sponsor of the 44 Dave Hess Jr. out of Waterford, Pennsylvania, that he will be there. So that's the first time they'll see eye to eye, and meet and look at the car firsthand. Plus, we're going to be in the meetings for 2020.
There you go. And, of course, I know that you are ready to get back out there to the racetrack. This will be race number 2. Now, in addition to this being points races for the Buckeye Dirt Week, it's also going to be points races for the Heart of America and the Mid-Ohio Valley. So Ryan Montgomery is planning on coming after winning I-77 Speedway. What did you think of that young man winning that big race at I-77 a couple of weeks ago?
Ryan and his daddy, they're one of a kind family, because if you need something, they're usually the first ones there to offer help.
Right.
You know, as far as driver and being just, you could talk to them and have a good old time, or you be serious and work everything out. But for his first super late model win, I was just proud to have him have it in Ultimate Mid-Ohio Valley.
Definitely, absolutely. Well,
because coming out of Fast Track, which is still part of the family of the Ultimate, you know,